Hello runners, this is Steve Manning from the In Training Running Center, and today I'm going to show you the dead shoe test, which is a way of telling if your shoes are worn out, too worn to run in anymore. And the thing about running shoes is that they can be at a point where you can't run in them safely, but you can keep using them for a long time doing other things. So they often look okay. So wearing through the outsole isn't necessarily a good way of indicating whether they have enough support left for you to actually be able to keep running in them. So the dead shoe test is quite simple. You grab your shoe and you try to flex it the opposite way it normally bends. Resistance is cushioning, so if you can't bend it, that means there's no cushioning left. So it should bend that way, but it should offer quite a bit of resistance that way. So this is the Asics Kayano, and I've got an old pair of Asics Kayano here that we're going to compare that to. So the dead shoe test with the old pair, you can see that I can basically flex it all the way back. As I said, it's the midsole of the shoe, the cushioning part of the shoe, which is important, and that's what the dead shoe test is testing. There's other ways that the shoes can wear out, but this is sort of the key one that breaks down in most people's shoes first. And so do your dead shoe test, and that can be a pretty good indication that the shoe's too old. The other thing you can look at is how long you've had the shoes. Normally shoes are going to last somewhere between 600 and 1,000 kilometers, depending on the shoe and depending on the person. And so if you figure out how many kilometers a week that you run, you can then multiply that by how many weeks you've had the shoe. So if it's 40 kilometers a week you run in 6 months, which is 26 weeks, you would be going over 1,000 kilometers, and that's certainly too much to do any runs anymore. The other thing that I sometimes suggest is that if you start to feel the rocks through the shoes, or if you start to get little niggling pains, that also could be a good indication that shoes have worn out. And as I said before, there's no fast rule about how long shoes are going to last. It's really dependent on the individual and dependent on the shoe. So try your dead shoe test, and if it fails, you can come into the shop and we can find a better new shoe for you. We love running.